Hey guys, it's Max here and welcome to your latest TEW2020 video. You join us today for our 4th edition of the TCW C-Verse series. As I say, as we still continue on with the public beta number 20 at the moment. Greeted with the news, we may have TW on Thursday, we may not. Who knows? At this stage, God knows what's happening. But as I say, until then, the plan is this video will go out quite late, probably midnight time in the UK. I don't know what time that will be in the various regions of the States. I'll try and book another show and get another one out tomorrow, and we'll try and get WWF 1983 out on Thursday. The reason there's not really been much TW content, I've just tried to hammer FM Football Manager as much as possible. So, that's out the way, that's done, and my sole focus is TW because I am absolutely raring to go. If I could compare this to anyone, this is going to be an American and a UK analogy. I feel as if I'm stuck behind the safety car or the pace car as if you were at F1 or NASCAR, and we are going round lap after lap, and I just want that safety car to peel off to the pits and let me get on to fucking April and actually booking on a save and really get into some far lengths in TW2020. As I say, we're going to be streaming, we're going to be YouTubing, we're going to be doing as much as possible. I've even participated in a draft. Thanks to Nathan, NLG, that invited me in there with a lot of other content guys, whether it's mods or whether it's YouTube videos. It doesn't help when people in Discord don't use their username, and I'm like, I should know you, but I don't. And then there was people I'm like, I know you, you're alright. So basically we'd all drafted 40... Well, we should have drafted 40 wrestlers. There was TV deals involved. There was also referees, road agents, and yeah, basically there was 10 of us in this draft, and we all have 40 picks each, and we all have our own companies. I'll speak to Nathan, see if it is allowed to go public. They'll certainly, some of the boys will be doing YouTube series on it with the various companies. It might be something I look at. I'm not going to lie, it's something I'm thinking we could possibly do that. But as I say, if he's quite happy for me, I'll seek for his permission if we can make it public, and then folk can foot a bit with that as well. It's a very mixture of companies. You get sports entertainment companies, workhorse companies, Joshy companies, a little bit of everything, and it's one of those things where if online multiplayer was a thing, a lot of folk would be into it. But yeah, it is of course, it's not quite road to glory. It's just to create a company, but the fact is you were limited what you could do, and others could obviously pick and choose from there. It's something we might see at one point. I keep saying there's so many things I want to do, so I'm just choking to get in at the bit and start going. But anyway, enough blathering on about that. We have a show to book. We have our final show from January, which will see us in the month, hopefully in a high after that good pay-per-view, and kick on towards the February event, which I don't know the name of. But as I say, a few storylines have been put in place to go towards that. So, we click through here. It's a mere roster. Of course, it means there's people that aren't quite happy, which is not ideal, but it's just people that went on the pay-per-view. Today's show is going to be Wichita. I believe that's Kansas City. Hey, got it right. In Kansas City, Mid-South region. So we're expecting 8,000, what the hell, we're expecting 8,000 people, and the capacity is 30,000. We certainly will not be in this region then. Let me quickly change that. I don't know what's... See, usually it just sets you to an attendance that's close to what you've got, so I tend to go with that, but we'll go to the Friedman building in Texas. That makes a hell of a lot more sense with the 8,743 that are expected for TCW Presents Wrestling. So, or Total Wrestling. So 7,284 in attendance, a wee bit disappointing, 1,000 under the expected rating, but we start the show, with the champ Aaron Andrews in the ring, and it's Laura Catherine Huggins, who comes out, and she says basically, you won last night, my client Freddie Huggins won last night, we challenge you to a match up, butchering a lot of stuff today, a match up eventually for the TCW Championship. We are going to prove here we can beat you, and that we deserve to be in contention for that. So the challenge accepted. That is a 76 rated segment, And yeah, got the show off to a strong start, and yeah, got the crowd hotter. That's what you want to see. Positive start. Next up, we had an opening contest, and it was for the Television Championship. It was a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, as Greg Gage defeated Avalanche Takano in 6:40 with the Proton Lock. Greg Gage makes the 12th defence of his TCW Television Championship. A 27 for Takano. Of course, he is a really good wrestler, but not quite over in the States, and he was working through a very bad injury, which was not ideal because it has hampered his performance a good bit there, but it's exposes him to a good bit of overness with working with an overworker, and yeah, just felt like it was the right match to have there, if I'm being honest. Greg then cuts a promo just saying, "I'll be another chump, I'm still your reigning defending TCW Television Champion, and no one's going to take this belt off of me." So a 66 rating, which is not ideally still not a big enough size. I don't think we're going to see it any bigger than that, but the angle got the crowd hot again. Next up, we had the bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd but terrible wrestling, and we had the push of Elliot Thomas begin as he defeated Maverick in 8:03 with a quiet down. So this is the kind of small push we're going to give him. Maverick just felt like, to me, I'm obviously new to the C-verse, so I'm judging by the image that I see in front of me. He looks like someone that's like a dangerous heel, a dastardly heel, an intimidating heel, and I feel like Elliot Thomas just getting a surprise roll-up victory here can get him over with a 48 rated match. Next up, we had a good heat and a decent wrestling match here. And we had Human Arsenal defeat Mark Speed in 12:29 with an ammo dump. This was a 60 rating, so not too bad. Two guys pretty similar in overness, but I do have a plan for the Human Arsenal, so his victory here will gain him hopefully some worm momentum. And he cuts a promo afterwards and he just says, "I've won here, and you know what? I feel like I deserve a television championship opportunity. I want to shut the mouth up of Greg Gage, and I want to be the man that takes that title from him. So Greg, if you're listening, I want that championship, and I want it soon." So a 50 rating is okay, it's not great. It continues the rise and rise of Greg Gage, because it kind of highlights where the storyline's going, but it's another contender for the television championship. Next up, we have a hype video. The returning Chris Flynn is back from injury, and that gets a 47 rating. Next up, we had his return match. It was about that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling as Chris Flynn defeated Dean Daniels in 8:31 by pinfall. A 50 rated segment, 38 for Daniels, a 48 for Flynn. It gets him back on TV, gets the crowd knowing who he is again, and gains him some momentum. Our co-main event was about that had great heat and decent wrestling, as had Sammy Batch defeat Joshua Taylor in 17:18. A 71 rated match is okay. Sammy obviously didn't have a great time at the last event losing to Jay Chob, but I feel like let's get him some momentum again, let's give him a victory over Joshua Taylor, and that will have him in the W column going forward. And our main event was about that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, as we had Aaron Andrews defeat Freddie Huggins in 21:52 with a flying body press. An 83 might be one of my top ratings for a matchup. 78 for Andrews, a 69 for Huggins. Great chemistry, of course, between Freddie and Laura Catherine, and the next in line storyline advanced because someone was at ringside as a spectator, and that man was Jay Chob. Runs in and he beats Andrews down to the mat, standing tall. Could this be your next TCW World Champion? So an 88 rating. Next in line storyline advanced and gained heat, and this segment deserved better announcing. So looking forward to booking this kind of stuff. I will say as well, once we get back into the AEW stuff and some of the WWE stuff, etc., we'll be looking more into road agent notes, booking details and dirt sheet, properly breaking it down, where it's stuff that we're going to really have to take on board, like who's declining, what's working, what's not working, what the negatives are, what the positives are. So we will touch on all that, don't need to worry, we will get to that stage. But overall, an 80 rating, fairly good show, and I'd say that puts us in a good position as we head on the road to their next event, which we'll take a wee look at in the schedule column once it gets here. But I think I will try and see this at least through until the end of the beta. You never know, I could hit my ribbon with it and it could end up being a long term save. As much as I said I don't think I will, you never know, you could hit your stride and get properly into it. So you can see there, 2 rating and 1.5 million viewers, and then that's just our house show there with 4,000 in gate receipts. Finances so far, we are 4.9 million in the plus. Obviously that'll deduct a little bit, but that looks pretty promising so far. Of course you get the full monthly wage bill to come off as well. And what is that next event? Let's have a look. So I want events and TV. So the 4th week, so the war to settle the score, so the final week of February, and that will be our next pay-per-view. So that's good enough, 4 weeks to book these storylines and get some lore card as well. So yeah, quite looking forward to it. So I'm going to end the video there. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on the C-verse of TW. Are you looking to start a C-verse save? Are you going with a real world mod? Are you buying the game? By the way it's going, it's been iffy, but as I say, I'll certainly be buying it. As I say, obviously, as I say, I'm frustrated it's took so long, but if it means we get the better final product, or not final products, obviously the patches afterwards, but a better release product, and I suppose I'm all for it. But just choking to get into the content so we can get hammering out videos, try and find some bugs as well, because I've not found many myself, which is a bit annoying because you always want to report stuff back to make sure it's the best experience. But I've never had an error code. The only error I had was that 1983 save wouldn't get by into the first show, and then it passed after a couple of patches. So we'll keep trying, but as I say, once the new interface gets here, hopefully, as I say, everything's rosy for there. We can start getting used to it, and stuff that looks like, oh, where's this, where's that, becomes natural. So thanks for watching. Remember as well, check out the Fantasy Bookers subreddit, the Grey Dog Software forums, and TWDB on Twitter to get the website there. And that'll help you out with mini mods, skins, and various other stuff. But yeah, cheers for watching, take it easy, stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you for the next TW episode.